December 18th, 9:34 a.m. District Court. Defendant, lobby number 5. Here we're back. All right, let's go. I'm thinking, since we're just jumping right back into the day 2 of the trial, any of the evidence we got was just from what happened with Apollo, and I guess we'll just see what happens. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. I did just take food break after all. Faux Enix is like, what the fudge? This isn't exactly how I envisioned the second day of this trial to start. But given how things ended yesterday... Good morning. Athena not looking too hot. Woods not looking too hot. Junie Woods. The mood sure is tense. Not that that's any surprise. Is somebody going to start saying words? Oh, hey! Did you read the paper this morning, boss? Huh? The paper? That came out of left field. You didn't read it? Then you don't know the big news. Somebody spotted an abominable snowman way up in the mountains. Tell me you know the difference between a paper and a tabloid, Athena. It might show up in the forest where you live, Junie. So you'd better watch out, okay? Junie's like, sure. You really should read the story for yourself. I couldn't even begin to do it justice. Justice? Oh, God. Huh? Oh, poor Apollo! And it's all my fault! Theta! Oh, Junie, what was I thinking? I'm so sorry. You can't use the word justice. He's dead. What we found yesterday was not Apollo's dead body, thank goodness. He'd been assaulted by someone with a blow to his head and was lying unconscious. We rushed him to the hospital right away, and it looks like he's going to pull through. But it was still quite a shock to stumble onto a scene like that. Yeah, just to assuage your fears real quick, Apollo ain't dead. Is Ms. Woods alright then? Athena, I said then. Athena, that's her name, right? Athena. Well, I managed to get her to stop crying. Now she's resting on that sofa over there. I guess she really feels responsible for what happened to Apollo. Poor Junie. She believes that the reason Apollo was attacked... Damn, throat, Jesus. Is because he was helping her look for something in that courtroom. Oh? I guess I can see why she'd think that. By the way, how are you doing? Who, me? Yeah, you. I know you're concerned about Ms. Woods, but are you alright? Me? I'm doing just fine, boss. I mean, yeah, it was a huge shock, but I'm alright. People who studied analytical psychology are great at times like these. After all, they've learned how to control their own emotions, too. Somehow, I don't think this is as easy as she makes it sound. But there's no denying she's a real trooper. Apollo doesn't remember a thing, does he? Yeah, he can't recall anything from the time right before he was assaulted. Nothing about what he was doing in courtroom number 4 or who assaulted him. The doctor said it was probably due to that hit he took to the head. He'll remember conveniently after we're done with the trial already. Assaulted in a court of law and losing your memory at that. I know how that feels. But who in the world would do such a thing, huh, Mr. Wright? Huh? Ah, just wait till I get my hands on the coward who hurt our Apollo. Now, Athena, I thought you said you were in control of your emotions. Let's just focus on helping Ms. Woods, okay? But I admit I'm just as upset as you. Okay, boss, you're right. Apollo's assailant can wait until after we clear Junie's name. That's the spirit. Now, let's see. I'd better check the court record one more time before the trial starts. Earth to right. I'm ready whenever you are. All right. Let's get ready to rumble. Should I check the court record? I said before it starts. Does it matter if I check it before it starts? The new stuff that we have in here that we didn't have before we started last time. Well, they did update this as well. But we have the phony fancy tail, which we've found out is probably the tail of the rhino instead. We got the remote switch, which was stolen just before the blast and is missing. Then, of course, we have the bomb transport case, which Tonate and Detective Arm transport the bomb in, and Tonate is the only one that has the key. Got it. Where's the magician girl hiding? I don't know, Omega, but I expect her to show up in this game. Remember, she's Phoenix Wright's, like, adopted daughter, sort of, kind of. Remember? So it's not his real daughter or anything like that. So, yeah. The other things that are new here is they have this guy, Det Tonate. Police bomb specialist. He was in charge of handling the bomb that exploded in the courtroom. Obviously, this guy's the culprit. We got to just figure out a way to find out how. The funny thing is I can already kind of see where this is going to go. Because remember, Apollo got knocked out, right? But he got knocked out while Junie was with him. Or at least that's what people can say. Because all they did was they saw Junie come back, but not Apollo. And then they come back and Apollo's knocked out. So they could totally try to pin that on Junie as well. I could absolutely see that going. See where that... I can actually believe that that's where this is going to go. Jesus, my brain can't say words in the right order right now. Jeebus Cripes. Anyway, let's get ready to rumble, dog. You bet. You betcha. I'm ready to rumble. With everything that happened with Apollo, I didn't have time for a proper investigation. I can't let that stop me, though. I have to get this right, for Mrs. Wood's sake, and Apollo's too. Well, alrighty then. Day 2 of the trial. No investigation. Let's see what we can learn and glean from day 2. December 18th, 9:50 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 5. Here we go! Day 2, court is now in session. All rise! Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Juniper Woods. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is also ready, Your Honor. Now then, I believe I instructed the prosecution to further their investigation. Were you able to locate the remote switch in question? I'm afraid the remote switch is still missing, Your Honor. I must say I'm disappointed, Mr. Payne. Not angry, just disappointed. Come to my office later for the spanking you deserve. I apologize, Your Honor. Ah, looks like the prosecution is just as unprepared as I am. There is a separate matter, however, that I would like to bring up during this trial. A separate matter, you say? And what might that be? I assume you're aware that another incident occurred during yesterday's trial. I'm speaking, of course, of the assault on Mr. Justice in the ruins of courtroom number 4. I knew they were going to bring this up, because they're going to pin this shit on her, too. Uh-oh. Why is he bringing that up? Yes, what a truly harrowing experience it must have been. Poor Mr. Justice. At the time of the attack, Mr. Justice was not alone. He was with the defendant, Miss Juniper Woods. He isn't going where I think he's going with this, is he? The prosecution wishes to indict Mrs. Woods on the charge of Mr. Justice's assault. Oh boy, here we go again. Trying to tack on some bullshit. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the incident under deliberation here is in the courtroom bombing. The assault on Mr. Justice has nothing to do with this trial. Ah, but I believe there is a connection between this case and Mr. Justice's assault. The funny thing is there is. The funny thing is this guy's making my case for me, but we have to prove that it's not Juniper, it's the other guy. Please take a moment to consider these facts. Both events occurred in courtroom number 4. This is the location in courtroom number 4 where the unconscious Mr. Justice was discovered. As you can see, it's quite close to where Detective Arm's body was found. Okay. I don't know what Detective Arm's body has to do with Apollo's body, but sure. Unless, again, you're going to prove that he was hit with the exact same rock that she was. The question is, why did the culprit feel the need to maliciously attack Mr. Justice? Why, indeed. What do you believe their motive to be, Mr. Payne? I believe Mr. Justice found something in that courtroom while Ms. Woods was with him. Evidence that fingered her as the perpetrator of the bombing. You mean he found some incriminating evidence? Precisely, and so I surmise that the defendant picked up a piece of rubble and hit Mr. Justice on the back of the head in order to silence him. Objection! I don't think so, bitch. Judy would never do such a thing. She was devastated when we found Apollo hurt like that. Ms. Sykes, please control your outbursts. Ahem. It is the prosecution's belief that, by deliberating on Mr. Justice's assault, we will draw ever closer to the truth of the courtroom bombing itself. Very well. Miss Woods is hereby officially indicted on the charge of assaulting Mr. Justice. Wow. Just like that? What? Why are you listening to Mr. Toupee over there? Although, considering our conversation yesterday, I think Apollo might have figured something out. Wonder what it was. He told me, I'm going to look for evidence to clear your name, Juniper. Maybe the two incidents really are related after all. Maybe? No shit they were. I would like to start by hearing from the defendant herself.
Very well. Bailiff, please bring Ms. Woods to the witness stand.
Oh boy, here we go again. She's coughing again. Oh boy. I'm sorry. I can't seem to stop. Ms. Woods. Guess she's still really upset about Apollo.
Ms. Woods, you went to the ruins of courtroom number 4 with Mr. Justice, did you not?
Yes, I did.
Good, good. If you would, then, please testify about what happened to the court.
Oh boy. Here we go. Are we going to have to do the motion thing again? Probably. Alone with Apollo.
During the trial yesterday, I was overcome by a fit of coughing. Apollo stayed with me, and we went to the courtroom ruins together. But then I was called back to this courtroom to give testimony. Apollo insisted on staying behind in courtroom number 4. I swear I didn't attack Apollo. Why would I ever hurt such a kind person?
So, Mr. Justice stayed by your side while you were feeling unwell. What an admirable young man. I thought his loud voice was his only outstanding feature.
He may look a little imp at times, but Apollo can be really nice, too. Hope she didn't hurt her wrist backhanding that one out.
But one has to wonder, why did Mr. Justice stay behind in the ruins?
I think Apollo might have figured something out.
Something? What kind of something?
Something to do with the courtroom bombing kind of something. I think.
Oh, new evidence for the case, was it? That's a very big kind of something indeed.
But somebody knocked him out and took it, probably.
I believe so. He mentioned looking for some evidence when I was called away.
Objection! Just as I thought, there is a connection between the two incidents. But the defendant has told a very big lie, Your Honor.
And what lie was that, bitch?
What lie is that?
Yep, see, exactly.
When she learned Mr. Justice would be looking for evidence, she attacked him. She attacked him to give herself the chance to destroy that evidence.
No! I never...
Ms. Woods repaid Mr. Justice's kindness with violence. We found the proof of her foul deed there in the courtroom ruins.
Oh my god. We're doing this again, are we? He wrote the person's name in blood. Oh my god, we're doing this again, I see. What on earth?
Do you see it there in front of Mr. Justice's right hand? Witness the message he left us.
It's written in blood. W-O-O-D-S. Why, isn't that...
That's right, Your Honor. It says Woods. Woods in capital letters.
What?
I submit that Mr. Justice has left us with the name of his attacker before he fainted.
Apollo's assault photo added to the report. Wow. I kind of can't believe that they added that.
No, that can't be true. Why would Apollo write my name?
Mr. Wright, the nerve of him leaving that message. Why would he do this? Hey, don't take it out on me. I don't understand it any more than you do. When we discovered Apollo yesterday... Apollo.
No!
Ah! No! Ah! Anyway, we didn't even have a chance to rush over to him. As soon as security heard Athena scream, they ran in and cordoned off the area. Cordoned off the area. After that, they were in the courtroom number 4 with Apollo the whole time. We couldn't investigate anything ourselves and had to leave everything to the police. Still, I never thought they would find some bloody writing there.
Now then, please begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Oh boy, here we go. Here comes some more bullshit. Alright, so now we get to cross-examine her. Okay. Well, here we go. During the trial yesterday, I was overcome by a fit of coughing. Press. Do you always cough when you get nervous, Ms. Woods?
Yes.
Oh?
Mr. Wright, please do not make Ms. Woods nervous by pressing her so ruthlessly.
But that barely even qualified as a quasi-question. Let's help her relax with a little small talk before we dive into cross-examination. You know, ask her about her hobbies and her crushes and stuff. Her crushes? Really? I don't know about this. How about we just skip to pressing her on something I actually want to know about? Apollo stayed with me. We went to the courtroom together. Then I was called back to this courtroom to give testimony. Apollo insisted on staying behind in courtroom number 4. I swear I didn't attack Apollo. Why would I ever hurt such a kind person? Let's do this one first.
Hold it!
Talk about a person she likes. So, you think Mr. Justice is kind?
Yes, very kind. He rescued me. He's like the sun, strong and warm. He makes me feel strong, too.
The only adjectives I associate with sun are sweltering and oppressive. Wow.
Then Apollo got hurt, and it's all my fault.
Junie, Apollo's gonna be fine. He's just like the sun, right? Well, the sun doesn't just drop out of the sky.
You really think he'll be fine?
But the sun does go down at night.
Then that means Apollo could...
Mr. Payne, I do not think much of men who make young ladies cry.
Ah!
Look, it's obvious Junie didn't attack Apollo. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Right, I agree. They must have gone to look for bum rap Riney together. But why did they need to find it so badly that they'd go to all that trouble? I better try to find out more. All right, I'm gonna press again on. I'm gonna press on this one.
Hold it!
I better not ask her about Apollo. I know. I'll use some small talk here to get her to relax a bit. Do you have any hobbies, Miss Woods?
Hobbies? Oh, well, I love growing vegetables in my garden. And I love to knit. I like sewing, too. I made this outfit myself.
Keep it up, Mr. Wright. It's working. Now ask her if she has a crush on anyone. So, is there anyone in particular you like right now?
Mr. Wright, is that question even remotely related to this case?
To this case? Not really.
Mr. Wright, you will refrain from asking questions unrelated to the case at hand.
Sorry, Your Honor. -1 to brownie points.
Miss Woods, please continue with your testimony. I believe you were telling the court about your attack on Mr. Justice.
Alright. Okay, so let's just work our way backwards. Let's go ahead and do this part.
Hold it!
That was when you were called to the stand after Mr. TONAI'S testimony, right?
Yes. The bailiff came to courtroom number 4 and brought me back to this courtroom.
And what about Mr. Justice? Did he come with you or did he stay behind? We already heard that. Okay. Okay, let's just go back to this one and do this. Why exactly did you go to the courtroom ruins?
We went to look for my medicine. To stop my coughing.
Your medicine? Why would your medicine be in courtroom number 4?
I dropped it in the heat of the moment. Bum rap Riney. He was keeping my medicine safe for me.
Oh.
He has a little compartment that I can put things in, you see.
And Phony Fanty has the same type of pocket. That's where the bomb was inserted.
I had put my medicine for my coughing fits inside Bum Rap Riney. When I told Apollo about it, he said he'd help me go look for him. There was so much rubble in there. I was worried, but there was no rubble or anything in front of the witness stand. So when we got inside, Apollo went straight there and started looking for my Riney in that area. It was so nice of him to do that for me, in spite of all his injuries. Apollo was so strong and kind, just like the trees of the forest.
Oh my god. The way she makes him sound. You think Apollo was some kind of ancient god. Oh wait. Oh wait, Apollo was an ancient god. But was it Apollo Justice?
So that's why you went to the ruins, I see. That seems to be quite an important fact. Please add it to your testimony, Ms. Woods.
Alright, so this is the one we want to press again. Apollo started looking for Bum Rap Riney near the witness stand where there was no rubble. Huh. Let's press that real quick. Oh god. Calm down, Phoenix. The area around the witness stand? Are you sure about that? You sure about that?
I'm sorry. Did I say something wrong?
No, of course not. I was just testing my hearing. I must not upset her. Must not upset her.
Yes, I'm sure that's where we would search first.
Okay, so the courtroom. Hold on. Let me go back to the. Let me go into the court record. Let me check out that picture. Rubble in front of the witness stand. Okay. In front of it? I'm not exactly sure. I'm just gonna present this and see what happens.
Objection!
So he started his search with the witness stand, you say?
That's right. I guess maybe he wanted to start from the furthest point in the room. He was being so brave and strong.
But that's odd. Under the circumstances, you shouldn't have been capable of that.
But he was, and he still is. He might not look it, but he really is brave and kind too.
No. Nah, that's not the part I'm finding fault with. Someone has a crush on Apollo. What are you claiming? What you are claiming is something that no one should have been able to do.
But I should think that anyone can be brave and kind if they want to. If they wanted to be, Mr. Wright. Even me!
If you wanted to be. True, anyone can be brave and kind, but if you would please take a look at this diagram. With the courtroom in this state, how was it possible to walk up to the witness stand? Yeah, because, like, the other side of the witness stand, there's rubble all around it, right? So I'm a little confused on the layout here.
Oh.
I see your point. The rubble blocks off the access to the area around the witness stand.
Does such a tiny inconsistency even matter? Perhaps the witness is simply misremembering it.
Ugh. Great, now I'm not so sure it matters.
A real man doesn't make mountains out of molehills, you know?
But that's precisely what Mr. Wright does best.
I'll call slander, Your Honor.
So, was it really impossible to approach the witness stand? I have to say, it's a bit hard to tell with any accuracy from just this diagram. Mr. Payne, do you have any other photos of the crime scene?
Let me see, Your Honor. Yes. I have one more.
The box with the bomb is there. Why?
Here it is. It's a more pulled-back version of the photo I presented before.
Okay. Why is the box in the frame? Huh? What's that hunk of metal on the wheels? Mr. Payne, is the metallic object in the photo Mr. TONAI'S bomb transport case?
That's right. Is there some problem?
Ah, yes, that transport case was there in courtroom number 4 when the bomb went off. It must have been there ever since.
Oh, that's it.
Ms. Woods, have you remembered something?
Yes. I just realized. Its position. It's different from before.
Its position? The position of what?
The position of that big metal thing.
The bomb transport case?
Yes. When Apollo and I went there, it was in a different place. Where the case is in the photo was open space, so it was easy to search the stand.
I see. So where was the transport case when you and Mr. Justice saw it?
As I recall, I think it was more to the right.
To the right? Then that means... In that case, the case was over there at the time of Apollo's attack.
Who cares where the transport case was when? What difference does it make? It has nothing to do, at all to do, with what we were talking about.
Where the transport case has everything to do with this discussion, motherfucker. In fact, it's important that it's enough to turn the prosecution's argument on its ear.
What?
Well, that certainly sounds very relevant indeed. And you sound as though you know where the case was at the time of the attack.
Yes, Your Honor. This diagram represents the crime scene as shown in the photo. And this is where the transport case was at the time of the assault on Mr. Justice. Alright, I have this. The bomb transport case was here at the time of Apollo's attack. It was covering up where it says Woods right here. So, big reason why I didn't understand this diagram at first, there was a square or whatever. There was a rectangle sitting here in front of this, and I guess that rectangle was supposed to be rubble. I thought the rectangle was just like a floor mat or something that was part of the diagram. I didn't realize it was supposed to be a big piece of rubble that was blocking the way. That's interesting. At least based on the diagram. The diagram was actually depicting the case, though, apparently. But anyway, I think the case was right here over the name.
Take that!
Hell yeah. Your Honor, I assert that this is where the transport case was at the time of the assault.
But that's...
Inconceivable! Ms. Woods, was this where the transport case was when you saw it?
Yes, that's where it was.
Thank you, Ms. Woods. I'm sure the court has noted an interesting fact about this position.
The transport case covers up the writing in blood.
Exactly. If the transport case was in that position at the time of the assault, then no message could have been written there because the case was in the way. Which leads us to conclude that Mr. Justice couldn't have left that bloody writing. Why would we believe the defendant's claim that the case was in a different position? She's obviously lying. Bitch, please. The fact that the case was moved after the assault of Mr. Justice is proved by more than Ms. Wood's testimony alone. What? And where is this proof you're talking about? It's right here in the crime photo, homeboy.
I'm keen to see this proof myself, Mr. Wright.
You can see the... Okay, yeah, you can see the track marks of the wheels. What in this photo indicates that the transport was moved in this case? The tracks of the wheels, bro. They're right there. They're right there. Does it matter, like... Do I just have to point at them? Like, it's the tracks. The wheel tracks. I'm assuming I can just do that and it's good.
Take that!
All the proof you'll need, Your Honor, is right here?
I'm afraid I don't follow.
Mr. Wright, I'm sensing feelings of doubt from you. Which means you're just taking a wild stab in the dark, aren't you? Ouch. You're good. I bet you can also tell how I'm feeling I'm about to feel in a few seconds, too.
You just earned yourself a penalty.
That's not fair. I don't know where to click. The transport case was moved after the assault. There should be some evidence of it. I'd better take another look at the photo. It's the fucking tracks, isn't it?
I suggest you give it another try, Mr. Wright.
Where the fuck am I clicking? I don't know what you want me to click on. You would think the tracks is what gives it away. I don't know what else to think besides the tracks. I'm looking at it like, what else proves it? Is it because of this right here? That don't make no sense. I don't know what I'm supposed to click on, like... What proves it besides the tracks? Besides the tracks, what proves it? Because if it's not the tracks, then what is it? Let me think. The blood on his finger, maybe? Like, there's not any line from here to here? Like, that shouldn't matter, right? The fact that there's tracks on the rubble itself? Does this piece of rubble prove it? Because the tracks rolled over it and not, like, on it when it was still flat? No, I don't really want to hint. I'm just thinking out loud. Oh, no! It ran over the bandages? Because it ran over the bandages. I just realized there's tracks on the bandages too. Okay, I'm going with that. It's funny because I picked it. I pointed like right here, but it really wanted me to point like right here. Let's see. Please take a look at the mark that runs over Mr. Justice's bandages here. Here we go. Okay, so it is the bandages. All right.
I see it, but what is it?
This mark was made by one of the casters from the transport case carrying the bomb. As the case was moved, it ran over his bandages. In other words, the transport case was originally to the right of Mr. Justice. Then, after Mr. Justice was assaulted, the transport case was moved. Got him! What? Yeah, you heard me. Just as Mr. Wood said, the case was covering the writing at the time of the assault. Therefore, did I say Mr. Woods? Ms. Woods. Therefore, it was impossible for Mr. Justice to have left that message in blood. No! Yeah, you got fucked again, Payne. And you get fucked right nice.
You did it, boss. It was a real nail biter, but you pulled it off.
Yep, that should bring down the prosecution's claim like a house of cards.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, that was a very clever deduction.
Ah, it was nothing, Your Honor. Nothing but pure genius. Take that! Ha ha! Boss, I'm sensing a definite smug and braggy vibe coming off of you. Now he's gonna turn into Max Payne? I fucking hope not. We don't need slow motion bullet time gunplay flying at me right now. And it only took you one penalty to figure it out. I know, right? I'm so genius, X-Gamer. It wasn't even that I didn't figure it out. I just didn't know where to fucking click at first, X-Gamer. Like, the tracks themselves were giving it away. I don't understand why the tracks themselves weren't enough dead giveaway, but running over his bandage does make sense, so whatever. Anywho.
I have just one question, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
If Mr. Justice didn't leave this message in blood, then who did?
Huh? What? Whoever knocked him out did, obviously. Oh, but they're going to say that Miss Woods did it. But why would she blame herself? That doesn't even make any sense. Anyway. Oh! Well. Looks like I should have taken that train of thought through to the last station. Oops.
Well, I've heard a lot about this. So this is Mr. Wright's famous bluffing technique, is it?
Ah, this feeling. It brings back memories of the old days. Back when you carved out a name for yourself by bluffing your way through thick and thin.
Gee, Mr. Wright, the judge kind of makes you sound no better than a 2-bit con man. You made your argument with such confidence, Mr. Wright. Now I'd like to hear your answer with just as much confidence.
Hey, until the judge asked the question, you didn't catch on either, Buster.
What now, boss? I hope you didn't bluff your way into a corner.
Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way through this. Watch the slow zoom as I read chat real quick. The tracks themselves wouldn't show if the case was moved before or after Apollo was assaulted. Only the part with the bandages would. I mean, you're not wrong, X-Gamer. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. The bandages was the only part that really proved it. You're right. I was overthinking it is what it was. As usual with these fucking games, I overthink it, and I'm not thinking about the obvious details sometimes. I have to dig my way to the tooth. I almost said toothbrush. To the truth somehow. Who could have written that message in blood? I mean, it was the guy who fucking did it. The culprit. Duh. If Apollo didn't leave that bloody writing...
Maybe it was Apollo's attacker who wrote it and made it look like Apollo did it?
That seems like the most reasonable explanation.
But wait a minute. I just realized something, boss.
What is it?
Look at the amount of blood in the photo. Doesn't look like Apollo bled very much. I wonder if it's even possible to write out Woods with just this much.
Hey, you're right. Good thing Apollo didn't lose that much blood. That might be a factor in why he survived the assault.
And since there's so little blood, that pretty much rules out his attacker, huh?
I guess so. What if it wasn't his attacker then? Who else could it have been? Who could have written that message in blood? Well, if it wasn't his attacker, then someone else. If it wasn't Apollo, then who could have left the bloody message? Someone else? Well, the only other person who is alive... This bitch is supposed to be dead, right? The only person who's alive who wasn't in the courtroom and wasn't Apollo getting knocked out is this guy. He's the only other guy. But what reason do we have to blame him? I don't know, but I'm going to do it.
Take that!
That guy.
This person left the bloody writing. And what do you base this claim on?
Do I really need to base my claim on something?
Boss.
Oh! It was the chick who died. Hold on.
Of course you do. Don't tell me you don't have anything at all to back up your assertion.
Nothing in particular, really.
That won't do, Mr. Wright, but a penalty will make up for your deficiency very nicely.
Yeah, fuck you. It just dawned on me why it would be the other chick. Hold on. So it wasn't Apollo or his attacker when you think about it. There's only one other person who it really could be. Yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah. Wasn't there another person who shed blood at the crime scene? Yeah, there you go. It's the person who died. The reason why it can be her is because now we're assuming that the Woods thing was written after the first time, and for some reason we missed the evidence. Well, this is also going to implicate Woods in killing this lady for sure. You sure it wasn't their faces that gave you the answer? Their faces? No, it's just after I clicked the other guy and it was wrong, I thought about it again. I'm like, no, wait. Because there wasn't that much blood, it would make sense that it was written there before and it was covered up by the case for whatever reason. And then he's just utilizing it as Apollo's the one that got wrecked. But yeah, anyway. He does have a very, very guilty face. I mean, he clearly did this whole thing. He's the culprit, but we got to get there. We're not there yet. But anyway, it was her.
Take that!
To be honest, I don't actually have any real proof of this. But I've come this far. There's no turning back now. Besides Apollo, there was one more person who shed blood at this crime scene.
A person who shed blood? You don't mean...
Oh, but I do. I believe it was Candace Arm who left behind this message in blood.
What?
What? Detective Arm? Are you sure you know what you're doing here? Not really.
What kind of ridiculous assertion is that? If you had said the attacker left the message to throw people off, it might have made sense.
At first glance, that would seem to be the most reasonable explanation. However, Apollo didn't shed enough blood to write such an extensive message.
Uh-oh.
Ah, I see. Even the photo makes it clear that there wasn't enough blood to write all those letters. And Mr. Justice did survive. I suppose he didn't bleed very extensively in that case.
But why would Detective Arm write the defendant's name? There is no connection between the two whatsoever.
That is a good question.
And I didn't even know the lady who was killed. I admit the investigation didn't turn up any connection between the victim and defendant.
Well, there you go.
They had never even met each other.
That's very true. Well then, let's see. Then maybe the intended meaning of the message is not what it appears to be.
The intended meaning?
Not what it appears to be? Maybe the message was not intended to be Woods. That's a good question. What else could it be? Is there some palindrome shit going on here? What's the dude's name again? Or does the word wood fall in any of the other things we're looking at right now?
Coming from you, that's quite the bold statement, Mr. Wright. You wish to assert that his bloody writing could have some other meaning, or this bloody writing could have some other meaning.
Yes, Your Honor. For something I pulled out of a wormhole, it could turn out to be true, right?
It clearly says Woods, as anyone can plainly see. What other meaning could it possibly have?
Objection!
But Candace Arm was a detective. Maybe Woods only means something to the police. Like a police scanner code, for example.
I didn't think of that.
You may have tricked his honor, but you'll never get the best of me. I have a thing for studying on the weekends, as you may have already guessed. And there is no such radio code as W00DS in this state, dear Mr. Wright.
Woods. Is that a fact? Don't look at me. I know as much as you do about police codes.
Enough of this. I was quite taken with the defense's new theory. But if they can't substantiate it with anything, then I must end things here.
No, please wait, Your Honor.
Very well, but before we discuss this theory any further, I demand a plausible explanation. So, Mr. Wright, what is the true meaning of the bloody writing?
Well, I believe it's...
And no stalling. If you can't come up with an answer quickly, I will declare this discussion officially over.
I'm in trouble now. What other meaning could it have besides the obvious one? Maybe it means something in another language? Or maybe it's a code? Think, Phoenix. You can do this. Oh, maybe it's a code for the box. Which piece of evidence will tell us what the word woods means? It might be this. Unless it's the detonator, but I can't look at the detonator closely. And I don't think... Woods. I'm looking at it again. 00DS. Unless it's supposed to be a 5. We're having the 11037 conversation again right now. That's what we're having. Huh. Can I see the backup photo? Yeah, this one. Looks like there's more letters there, right? I did notice that when I was looking at this before. Is that it looks like there's more letters there, right? It's the box. It's absolutely the box. Because there's the L10015R. It looks like in the picture, or not in the picture, but it could just be that that's an L100. I don't know about the one. Yeah, the 1 into the 5 is a little weird. But then there's another letter that's clearly cut off from the explosion. You can't see anymore. Or the rubble or whatever. And that might be the R. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just going to click that and go with it. Let's see.
Take that!
It's the box. I just don't know if I really understand it. The W doesn't even look like a W in that other photo. Yeah, exactly. It looks like an L attached to like another backwards L almost. That could just be the way she like scribbled the blood with her finger.
The bomb transport case. I've about had it up to here with your shenanigans, Mr. Wright.
Take a look at the numbers on this case, Your Honor. L10015R. Doesn't this string look vaguely familiar? Yeah, actually, it does.
L100. What does that have to do with anything?
Huh. What could those numbers possibly have to do with the case in hand?
Now, please take a look at the bloody writing shown in the crime photo. Oh, I think I see it. That a girl. That's one on my side.
It says Woods.
Nah. Or you could say it's a horse of a different color, Your Honor. The first character isn't a W. It's actually an L and a 1. The next two are zeros.
Oh, my goodness.
The true meaning behind the bloody writing isn't Ms. Wood's name. It's the number engraved on his bomb transport case. On this bomb transport case. Damn right. I will say, this is a little bit of a thin thing to do because the way the writing is doesn't look very clear, especially the D. I think the D is the part that really throws me off the most. The W being weird, I can believe that, but the D is the part I don't like. Why has the D got a big swoop? Like basically it's the second one has a big swoop on it like a D. Why does it have that? That's so weird, right? If it was scribbled weird, then fine, but it's scribbled so clearly as a D. That's why I'm like so hard pressed to be like, that's a weird, right?
Objection!
What are you talking about? The next part doesn't make any sense. The next number is a 1, but the bloody writing says D. Yeah, exactly. I have the same problem with this.
Objection!
But the number on the case and the bloody writing can be made to match up quite easily. This is how the number on the transport case can be made to match the bloody writing. What? Erase 2 lines? Erase 1 line? Hold on. Let me look at it again. I mean... erase this curved line and the, I guess, erasing one line, really. 2 lines for sure. I'll say 2 lines. Please erase the 3rd downward stroke of the W and the curved part of the D. Yep, that is exactly the two parts I was saying that we should get rid of. And honestly, if you stare at this long enough, they do kind of feel like they were different, like written differently, right? Those 2 parts of the writing look a little different than the rest. Like a little less smeared almost. I don't know, the D part, maybe not as much, but yeah, anyway. Booyah, motherfucker. L10015R.
Well, would you look at that? Lewis?
No, Your Honor. It isn't meant to be read as a word. It's the number, L10015. Which, if you take away the final R, is the exact same number that's on the bomb transport case.
Huh. Erase 2 lines and they match up, you say? Well, I can change anything into anything else by simply erasing 2 lines. What if we erase 2 lines from your name? Would you be happy as Mr. Rye?
Well, would you, Mr. Rye?
The only right spelling is right, okay? Okay, I'm doing pretty well here. And I think I've drawn the right conclusion. Detective Arm's real message to us is the bomb transport case number. Your Honor, the 2 lines were added by the real culprit to intentionally mislead people.
What?
The original message Detective Arm left behind was the transport case number, but whoever assaulted Apollo changed the message. If you're right, boss, then what do you suppose Detective Arm was trying to tell us? Good question. What does this number represent?
Do you see this number here? That is my identification number.
Candace Arm lost her life in the courtroom bombing. Her dying message could only have had one purpose.
No!
To tell us the name of the one responsible for the bombing.
Well, don't keep us in suspense, Mr. Wright. Tell us who she is trying to name.
The culprit that the victim was trying to identify is none other than... Now we can throw him out there because this guy's identification number is this number. And his shit is tied to that case. So you, motherfucker, are now implicated. The defense wishes to indict Mr. Ted Tonate on the charge of the courtroom bombing. Oh yeah. Here we go.
Ted Tonate?
Apparently, disabling bombs isn't Mr. Tonate's only specialty. Somehow the victim must have realized that he was the bomber. Whoops, sorry. So when she was caught in the blast, she left his bomb transport case number as her dying message. She used Mr. Tonate's own ID number to finger him for the crime.
Objection.
Why would anyone go out of their way to write an ID number? Wouldn't they simply write the person's name?
He's got a good point there.
What do you have to say to that, Mr. Wright?
That only Detective Arm would know the answer to that, but allow me to offer a theory. Perhaps Detective Arm couldn't recall Mr. Tonate's name in the heat of the moment. As I recall, this was the first meeting between the two. It's entirely possible they wouldn't have been familiar with each other. Or maybe using the ID number was the way to hide its true meaning from the real culprit, thus lowering the odds that they would erase the bloody writing. But no matter what the reason, the important thing is that meaning behind her message. The fact remains, she wrote Mr. Tonate's ID number again. Fuck! Candace Arm was trying to name Apollo Justice. Wait, what? Why was she trying to name him? Why would she do that?
Objection.
Now, just one moment here. There hasn't been any proof yet that it has been indeed Detective Arm who wrote it. The bloody writing wasn't found during the investigation after the blast. If Detective Arm had left the message, it should have been found at that time.
Objection.
Naturally, Mr. Tonate hid it before anyone could discover it. And there's a simple explanation for how he was able to do so.
What?
Mr. Tonate was able to cover the message up because he's the first to find the body. 100%. first person to discover the bloody writing was Mr. Tonate himself. Oh, I see. I get what you're saying. If I would have picked Apollo Justice as the culprit and not the douchebag, I got you. I mean, if you picked the wrong person on purpose, it would be funny. Although I'm sure it would be like, are you sure this person did it? I don't think somebody did it. Unless the dialogue actually was like talking about the person you accidentally accused. Something tells me it's generic for no matter who you choose if it's the wrong person. So that's why it's not really worth it to pick the wrong thing, I don't think.
I was the first person on the scene after the explosion. I went there to ensure safety, but I ended up discovering a dead body.
When Mr. Tonate saw that the victim had written his ID number, he used the bomb transport case to cover up the bloody writing as a stopgap measure. Oh, so that's why the message in blood was under the transport case. He didn't have enough time to try and scrub away the writing. If he didn't report the body right away, he would look suspicious. So those letters lived on to serve another function. When Mr. Tonate used them in another incident.
Oh, the assault on Mr. Justice.
Exactly. Mr. Tonate hit upon a plan to use the bloody writing for his own purposes. So he didn't clean it away. Instead, he made it look like Mr. Justice wrote it. By adding 2 lines to the writing that Detective Arm left behind. He changed the meaning of the message. He made it look like Mr. Justice was accusing Ms. Woods of the attack. So that means the only person who could have altered the bloody writing was the courtroom bomber, who was the same person that assaulted Mr. Justice. And that person is Ted Tonate, mother... Anyway, much like when you choose one decisive evidence to close the case, you choose the attorney badge on purpose. Yeah, that'd be pretty funny, actually. Maybe we'll try that later for funsies. But anyway, we think it's Ted Tonate, so get fucked!
Ah!
Order in the court. Order, I say. It looks like we will have to hear from the bomb specialist himself. Mr. Payne, please have Mr. Tonate take the witness stand.
Yes, Your Honor.
That was great, Mr. Wright.
Just doing what I do best, which is flying by the seat of my pants.
Dismantling the case is yours. Do you think you can handle it? I look forward to seeing you try.
I've finally drawn Mr. Tonate back onto the witness stand. Looks like you'll get your wish, Goggle Man. Now watch me take your lies apart. Get fucked! Here we go again.
Mr. Tonate, I'm afraid we have a few more questions for you.
I understand the situation, Your Honor. I was keeping a close eye on the proceedings from the gallery. The allegations are all laughable.
Objection!
Are they, though? I wouldn't be laughing if I were you, Mr. Tonate. The message in blood matches your ID number. Dun dun dun. The same ID number that is there on that bomb transport case, boy. Such a far-fetched theory, no better than a tangled ball of wires. I'll have them untangled for you in no time at all. You were the first person on the scene after Detective Arm left her message in blood. You were the only one who could have hidden the writing and then used it again later. I see ×2, but then let me ask you, do you have any proof that Detective Arm wrote that message?
That's a very good question. Well, do you, Mr. Wright?
The best way to prove that Detective Arm wrote that message is to analyze the handwriting or the DNA. I mean, the DNA would tell you because it'd be her blood, right? Your Honor, I requested a DNA test be performed on the blood itself. Once we know whose it is, it'll be obvious as to who wrote that message.
Very well. Bailiff, please put in a request for a DNA test with the forensics team.
Yes, Your Honor.
There will be some time before we have the results of the analysis. Until then, let's hear more from the witness.
I would like nothing more, Your Honor. I want the court to hear how ridiculous the defense's theory is. Oh, I want to hear it. After the explosion. I admit I was the first one on the scene after the explosion, but there was no bloody writing there at the time. Anyway, there is no way Detective Arm could have written it. She struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. She was too far away from where the bloody message was found. Questionable. So you're saying that the victim's body was nowhere near where the writing was? Precisely. It was as plain as day that she could not have written it.
It's true that the body was discovered near the entrance to the courtroom. Please have a look at this crime scene photo. As you can see, there is blood on the rubble near the victim's body. She must have died after hitting her head there.
I'm going to have to take a look at that photo a little closer in a second here. Anyway, it's hard to analyze the handwriting accurately when the writer was dying at the time. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of dumb, right? That's why you have to go with the DNA.
I see. All right then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Do you have what it takes to take my infallible testimony apart? Oh, I'll do it. Don't you worry about that. We're going to fuck your shit up, boy. Alright, we're just going to go right through it. I admit I was the first one on the scene. I'm just going to press everything unless they won't let me. What? Oh, controller, come on, man.
Hold it.
Here we go. Why were you the first person on the scene? To secure the area, it is regulation for a bomb disposal specialist to enter first. In other words, you had the opportunity to alter the bloody writing then, didn't you? Well...
Objection.
Mr. Wright, please don't interrupt. Mr. Tonail is about to give testimony that will show us just how wrong your reasoning is.
Darn. I think he was just about to say something interesting, too. When I went in and saw the aftermath, well, it was quite the disaster. Alright. There was no bloody handwriting there at the time. Okay, press that shit. Hey, what's up, Berserker? What up? How's it going, man? You just happened to start this on the day you had one day you had off this week? Well, you're lucky. Good for you, man. Good for you to be able to show up and say hi during apparently this incredible game. But I'm having fun so far. I mean, I'm only on trial case 1, evidence, or what do we call it, episode 1. But, you know, getting back into the swing of things and enjoying these new graphics and stuff. It's kind of nice. But yeah, man, welcome in. It's good to see you. We rarely get to see you here very often, so it's good to see you when you get to show up and say what's up. Anyway, you were able to tell even with those goggles on?
With these goggles, there is no way I could have missed something like that. I can see quite well with them. In fact, I can see every hair on your spiky head. Oh, you have a few grays, Mr. Wright.
What? Poor Mr. Wright. You're always working so hard, keeping our office together. Wait a minute. I don't have any gray hairs.
Just kidding.
Objection.
Damn. Objection! I'm not old! I object to the witness's attempt to prematurely give me gray hair.
Mr. Tonail, this court frowns upon untoward comments on a person's hair or lack thereof.
Oh, trying to worry about your own hair there, buddy? Or lack thereof? I'm sensing a great wave of sorrow coming from the judge. My apologies, Your Honor. May I please continue my testimony? I suppose. You've played this game many times? Alright, so you know where we at then. Fair enough. Anyway, there's no way Detective Arm could have written it. Tell me why that is. If she didn't write it, then who do you propose did? Mr. Justice, of course. Just before dying, he wrote the name of his attacker, Juniper Woods.
A final message from your poor subordinate.
Poor Mr. Justice, I'm starting to get all misty-eyed.
Apollo's not dead, folks. So how can you be so sure it wasn't Detective Arm who wrote the message? It is very simple. She had struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. Okay. I don't see any obvious stuff from here. But let's just go ahead and see. Do you imagine she was thrown back by the force of the blast? A bomb can inflict damage not only from the explosion itself, but also substantial secondary damage from the blast wind.
Detective Arm unfortunately hit her head on some rubble. It's stated in her autopsy report as well. Cause of death, trauma to the back of the head.
Ah, the autopsy report. I better take another look at that. Now do you see, Detective Arm could not have written that message? The reason for that being... She was too far away from where the bloody message was found. Let me press on about that too. Isn't it possible she could have crawled to the area of the bloody message? If that were true, then how did she return to the spot near the entrance? Maybe she crawled back after writing it? Hey, did this guy just humph me?
Would you like to get down on the floor and give us a demonstration of your theory?
Huh? No, thank you. The victim's body and the writing are several yards away from each other. There's no way she could reach.
Quite the conundrum.
So that means something is off somewhere. There must be a contradiction. Ah, maybe the body was moved? But that doesn't explain how blood got onto the rubble. What if that was done by the real culprit after the fact? If that's the case, then something about that might contradict the evidence we have. Okay, so her body might have been moved away. Let me take a look at this stuff real quick. So the autopsy says she was struck on the back of the head. Flat objects. I mean, to be fair, that is not a very flat object. That is a very pointy corner. So if she was killed by a flat object, that pointy corner is not the way. It would have put a big old gash in the back of her head. So I'm going to go with that. I'm okay with that being my evidence, I think. Let's just do that.
Objection!
You are a terrible liar, Mr. Tonate. What? Take a look at this autopsy, specifically the part about Detective Arm's head injury. Cause of death, trauma to back of head, caused by impact with a flat object. Yes, what about it? Now take a good look at the bloody piece of rubble. It's sharp and pointed, motherfucker! Hey, you're right, boss. It is pointy. Just like your hair.
That is odd, isn't it? What could be the meaning of this contradiction?
I believe it means the victim did not hit her head on this piece of rubble. The bloodstain you see is just another fabrication. Its purpose is to mislead us into thinking the victim died near the courtroom entrance. Hell yeah, it is. You already know.
Are you proclaiming the culprit moved the victim's body?
That's exactly what I'm claiming, douchebag. The victim hit her head on some other location. At some other location. Most likely on the floor or some other flat surface. And this location was somewhere near where the bloody writing was found. Dun, 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 dun. It took you an embarrassingly long time to figure out the pun in this guy's name. I just pronounced it 10 ton it the whole time. Oh. Yeah, like it's clearly Ted Tonate, as in like detonate. It's pretty obvious. Right when they said his name was Ted Tonate, I was like, you mean like detonate? Fucking silly. Yeah, I saw that shit right away. Although I can't say the word tonate without wanting to say toenail. I've been trying really hard not to call him Ted Toenail. I really been wanting to call him Ted Toenail. Just because of it's almost toenail. So close. Anyway, in that case, she definitely could have written the message. Your Honor, I have results of the bloodstain analysis. Hell yeah.
Ah, very good timing. Let's take a look. According to this report, the message was written in Detective Arm's blood.
There you go.
And as the defense claims, only parts of the message that were added afterwards were written in Mr. Justice's blood.
Wow, they even did that too. Well, everything about what I said, 100% true, bitch. Anyway, it's hard if you pronounce it wrong to begin with. It's hard to figure out the pun. No, I agree. If you don't pronounce it right, the puns are going to be lost on you. I'm not going to lie. Winston Payne, for some reason, it never clicked with me. He winced in pain, like, you know, he winced. But now this guy, his name gave it away even more. He's gasping pain. He's gasping in pain, which is funny. I don't know why Winston Payne never hit me, but Gaspin Payne really gave it away, and then I had to think about it. I'm like, but Winston was the other guy. Winston Payne. There you go. So anyway, everything we asserted about the blood stuff was true. It was written by her. in her blood and then added on extra with Mr. Justice. Anyway, one of your friends took a while to figure that one out too and also got it because of Gaspin. Well, there you go. I had the same revelation. I just never thought about Winston Payne. Like what it was actually a pun on something. That was my own fault. Just not. I didn't overthink it, I guess. I guess I just kept forgetting his name was Winston, as that's all.
It would appear that the defense's assertion is correct after all.
Hell yeah, it is, because I'm a fucking genius, bro. Bloody writing analysis added to the court record. Yes, you did it. You were right, boss. Now I have to drive it home. I'll have to take a good look at the bloody writing analysis later.
Mr. Tonate, it is now apparent that you have told several lies to this court. I hope you have some sort of explanation for yourself.
Fine, I will confess. You will? But then, why are you so calm? This time, I will tell the truth. He's not going to tell us what we need to hear. He's going to bolt some other bullshit. The truth. It is true that Detective Arm wrote my ID number. She very plainly wrote L10015R. I was shocked, but I did not detonate the bomb. Detective Arm must have mistaken me for the real bomber. Not wanting to be accused, I moved the body and covered the writing. My bad. Wow. Wow. It wasn't me, bro. She said it was me, but it ain't me, bro. It's just not me. I said it's not me, so my bad. My bad. Like, that's literally his defense right now. You love how intimidating Prosecutor Payne sounds until you realize they're both named after the being hurt themselves. I know, right? Gasp in pain. Ha ha. Got him.
I see. So it is your assertion that you merely moved the body. Is that it? You're just a bullshitter. I get it.
That is correct. I did not kill Detective Arm. I did not hurt her. I did not.
Oh, well, if that's all you did, then let's believe every word you said. Wait a minute. That in and of itself is a criminal act.
Glad to see you finally crossed that finish line, Your Honor. Yeah, you're not supposed to move the dead body. You're a fucking police officer. You can't move the body. That's fucking with the evidence, bro.
Very well, then. Your cross-examination, please, Mr. Wright.
Alright, the truth. Let's press it all. Even though we already know this is true. Pressing it all anyway. So you admit that you actually did see the bloody writing that Detective Arm left. My bad. I should have said so from the outset. My bad. My defense is my bad. And you are sure it was your ID number? I am sure it was definitely my ID number. That number was assigned exclusively to me by the police department. The number is assigned to my goggles as well. So those funky things were provided by the police department. Although these are special goggles customized by me personally.
Speaking of personalized, these sunglasses of mine were custom made as well. They were specially created to be particularly dark and shiny.
Speaking of special, my gavel is made of mahogany and was custom made as well. It was specially created to make a particularly loud and resounding sound.
Wish I had something to brag about. Be all of that as it may, I just want to reconfirm you saw the bloody writing clearly. And that it was your ID number. That is correct. My ID number was written in blood on the floor. Wow. See, this is why you press on everything, because you might get some silly extra flavor dialogue. Press on everything unless it's actually detrimental, you know?
Hold it!
L10015R. And it was written after the bomb went off in the courtroom. Correct. I didn't know why she would write it, so that sent me into a panic.
That sounds like you were in quite a tizzy.
If I were in his shoes, I guess it would have psyched me out too. Can't imagine coming across the message, "Psychs" written in blood.
If I saw gasp in pain written in blood, it'd certainly make me gasp. Rest assured, Mr. Tonate, I understand how you must have felt.
And so you discovered your ID number written in blood at the scene, and...
That is right. I saw it with my own eyes. It very clearly said L1005R. But I did not detonate the bomb. I did not.
Hold it!
Didn't you? The victim may have had special knowledge of who the bomber was.
I have no idea what thoughts Detective Arm may have had inside her head. It is not like I ever dismantled her mind to check. Mr. Wright, if you have suspicions about the witness, let's see your proof. Evidence is everything in a court of law. Even school children know that. How many years have you been a defense attorney now? Cut me some slack, will you? Don't feel bad, boss. You just got your attorney's badge back, after all. In that sense, you're still more of a beginner than I am. I suppose I should be thankful you're not a licensed psychologist.
Mr. Tonate, please continue with your testimony.
With pleasure. My ID number was left at the scene, but Detective Arm must have mistaken me for the real bomber. What the fuck is that supposed to mean, mistaken you? By mistaken, do you mean you had nothing to do with the explosion? That is correct. That is why I was so shocked when I saw my ID number. The victim may have suspected Mr. Tonate for no reason other than the fact that as the bomb specialist he was in charge of the bomb. In other words, a false accusation. It's vocational discrimination, I say.
I do not support discrimination of any kind.
Well spoken, Your Honor. If the victim had been found to be killed with a gavel, Mr. Blue Suit over there would probably have pinned the crime on you.
He would? Well, that just wouldn't do. Mr. Wright, if you dare to try to pin anything on me, I will find you in contempt of court.
But I've never even tried to harm a hair or strand of your beard, Your Honor. Well said, Mr. Payne, because I am so closely associated with bombs. I was afraid I would be prosecuted if anyone saw the bloody handwriting. Okay. And lastly, not wanting to be accused, I moved the body and covered the writing. My bad. My bad, he says. What a piece of shit. Also, controller, can you stop unplugging right now? Jesus Christ. You didn't think to clean away the bloody writing? I didn't have time. By the time I found the message, the blood was already dry. The police were waiting just outside for me to secure the room, and I still had to move the body. I was in a panic. With no time to spare, I temporarily covered the writing with my case. Didn't you think the police would find it during their investigation? Regulation stipulates only specialists may touch transport cases because of the danger, you see. I thought I would clean up the writing once they were finished. My bad. My bad? Does he really think that will just magically smooth everything over? This guy is something else. And I don't believe Detective Arm's dying message was just some mistake. He won't wriggle out of that easily. What did Mr. Tonate see when he first discovered the bloody writing? There has to be a contradiction hidden in his testimony somewhere. Alright, so something's got to be a contradiction here. Now I really got to think about it. Anyway, okay, so is it true that... must have mistaken me for the real bomber. Not wanting to be accused, I moved the body and covered the writing. My bad. Let me look at the evidence real quick and see if there's something in here I'm like not realizing. Let me take a look at this. DNA analysis definitely proves the blood of the writing to be that of the victim, Candace Arm, age 27. However, the lines that were added later were found to be written in the blood of Apollo Justice, age 23. Okay. Confirmed. I'm just trying to think right now. What about the R? Like, I'm a little confused on the R, right? Because I see that fucking controller, stop it! I'm trying to do shit. Come on, man. Like, I can clearly see that the R was written there, right? You can see that it got cut off by the rubble. But the way this is done, it almost seems like the rubble broke after. Because how could she have written it? That's confusing to me. Why would the rubble be broken after she wrote it? Does that make sense to anybody else here? Because that's been bothering me since I saw this, that we noticed that the R was there, but it clearly is gone because the rubble's broken. But why is it broken, like, after she wrote it? Because she clearly already wrote it. I'm just going to put that as this is the contradiction.
This is why you always use a wired controller for a game. I am using a wired controller, X-Gamer. 100% I am. But I'm having weird connection issues with my controller. I think it's literally just the connector on my actual controller is fucked up. And I'm a little salty about it. I'm not sure what I can do about it unless I just have to clean it or something. But yeah, I have my wired Xbox controller. That's what I'm using. It's just the controller is being awkward and weird about unplugging, and it's super pissing me off. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to present this because it doesn't clearly have the R. So that's the contradiction I see, that you can't see the R. Why can't you see the R?
Objection!
Questionable. The music stop helps me. I just want to make doubly sure that L10015R is really what you saw written in blood. Yes, it very clearly said L10015R. But that's odd, because that's not what I see.
Objection!
Absolutely.
What on earth are you babbling on about now? Wasn't it you who claimed that the bloody writing was his ID number in the first place?
Take a good look at the photo in the bloody writing analysis, motherfucker. Now tell me, does it really say L10015R? Ow. Eep. Something's missing, isn't it? And that something is the final R.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Tonate?
Yeah, now we got questions and I need some answers. Oh, right. Now I remember there was no R on the end. It wasn't just a slip of the finger. My bad. Come back, my beautiful contradiction. Mr. Wright, I'm not so sure it was just a simple slip of the finger. You have something for me, Athena? I sense that he's extremely agitated, almost panicked. Whatever gave you that assumption? A person doing this doesn't strike you as normal and calm and cool and collected? This guy looks panicked and there's something wrong? How could you think that of this man? Look at him. He looks so normal. Yeah, he loves that my bad defense. It works really well for him. Anyway, he does look pretty flustered.
Well, Mr. Wright, it appears it was nothing more than a mere mistake.
I don't know. Did he really just make a typo? What about that R? Did Mr. Tonate really see it? Oh, he saw it. He actually absolutely saw it. Maybe Mr. Tonate really did see the R. But there's no R anywhere in the bloody writing. What's going on here? Huh? Now that I take another good look at the photo, I think maybe... That's it! What is it now, Mr. Wright? Are you trying to imitate Apollo and his cords of steel? I've got it! So that's what happened. A slip of the finger? Is that really all it was? Because I don't fucking think so! I propose that Mr. Tonate really did see the red letter R.
But...
The photo clearly shows that there is no R. No, Your Honor, actually just the opposite is true. The photo shows that Mr. Tonate actually could have seen the R.
if you're going to make that claim, then you'd better be able to point out what you mean. What part of the photo shows that Mr. Tonate could have seen the R?
The fact that there was an R, but there's not an R here now.
Take that!
Please look here, to the right of the 5. Do you see a little bit of red?
Oh, I see it. Just on the edge of where the floor is broken up.
That's right. That's the R that Mr. Tonate saw.
Objection!
It's true that the witness wears some very odd goggles, but that doesn't mean his eyesight is bad, nor his brain power. What part of that little smudge looks like an R to you?
Objection!
But what Mr. Tonate saw wasn't that little smudge. There was a whole and complete R written there. Before the floor was damaged by the explosion, motherfucker!
Oh, well, that explains it. Huh?
Exactly. Why was it written before the explosion? That's the part I'm so confused on right now. How is that possible? Care to explain what you mean? Because you just proposed that everything happened in the exact opposite order. Yup, because that's the way it really went down. What? The timing of when the R was written turns everything about this case around. What? Now then, if the floor was damaged by the explosion, when was the message written? I guess it was written before the explosion then. The fuck? With the bloody mess running off, or message, the bloody mess message running off the edge of the damaged floor like that, we can only conclude that it was written before the explosion. Huh. It's like, how did we get here? Like, I understand, like, it's like that we understand the contradiction, but it doesn't explain what the fuck happened yet.
But that's ridiculous.
If that were true, it overturns your own premise.
That's right. It does. In fact, it turns everything upside down. The victim was not killed by the explosion in the courtroom. She was killed before the explosion ever occurred. Wow. How is that going to be explained? Like, for real.
Order! Order in the court!
What kind of preposterous claim is that? Have you forgotten that the victim's body was found at the scene of the explosion?
Objection!
True, but consider this scenario. She was hit on the head and killed before the explosion, or even before the trial began. Her body was subsequently placed in the courtroom ruins after the bombing occurred. That way it can be made to look like she was a victim of the blast. So... What? What evidence is there of this? I'm not saying this wasn't what happened, because... But how does that make sense? What? Was she not in the courtroom already? Was she sitting there dead and nobody noticed? And then they just... I don't know. I don't know. We'll get it. It'll get explained eventually, I'm sure. What?
It sounds like we had better look into what the victim was doing before the trial.
This is exactly what we need to know.
Mr. Payne, did anyone see Detective Arm before the trial?
Let's see. According to the police report... Ah! Here it is. One person. One person saw the victim before the trial. And that person was... Ted Tone... Wait, what?
She was in the box. She was in the box. Her body in the box. 100% in the box. Yup. Confirmed. I didn't even have that thought till just now. Because the bomb was in the teddy bear, the fucking elephant stuffed animal, right? That's where the bomb should have been. Instead, that's where her body was. Never mind. I don't know why it took me that long to have that thought, but that's the answer to the question I've been thinking this whole time. Like, where the fuck was her body then? It was in the box. Confirmed. And this just confirms it right now.
No one besides Mr. Tonate saw the victim?
That appears to be the case, Your Honor.
Uh-oh. You're fucked now, boy. I would now ask the court to recall something. Specifically Mr. Tonate's words from yesterday. It was when Detective Arm and I were transporting the bomb.
Oh my!
Mr. Tonate, just before the trial, you were with the victim. The two of you were together at the scene of the crime, courtroom number 4.
Ah!
Your Honor, the defense requests new testimony from Mr. Tonate. Mr. Toenail over here. We wish to hear about what he has to say about his whereabouts just before the trial.
Mr. Tonate, your testimony, please.
My testimony, there is no need for...
He's completely a nerd, Mr. Wright. You must have hit the nail on the head.
Because all I did was transport the bomb to the courtroom. I already told you.
Gah! Blast this thing! Oh, goddamn, my controller again. Son of a bitch. Blast this thing. I was only in the courtroom with the victim because of our work. I swear, I was only transporting the bomb there!
Objection!
You and the victim were alone together at the scene of the crime. In other words, you certainly had the opportunity to commit murder, did you not?
Objection!
Tisk, tisk, do you always leave yourself so open to attacks, Mr. Wright?
What now, Mr. Payne?
Yes, Mr. Tonate may have an opportunity to kill Detective Arm, but an important piece of your assertion is missing.
What important piece?
The murder weapon. What do you claim was used to kill the victim?
Mr. Payne has a point. Even if Mr. Tonate had the chance, without a weapon, we can't accuse him of the crime.
Well, Mr. Tonate?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Wow. It's way creepier when they can move in animations. Jesus Christ. I didn't have any sort of thing that could be used as a murder weapon on me. I could possibly kill Dr. Arm, or Detective Arm. Doctor? Did he really have nothing he could use as a murder weapon? What is it, Athena? Sorry, that was not Athena talking. That was Phoenix talking. What is it, Athena? Just looking over the victim's autopsy report. I'm hoping there's something in there that can point us in the right direction. Well, it does say that she died from trauma to the back of the head with a flat object. Yeah, and to inflict that specific kind of injury, all you would need is a flat surface, right? A heavy, blunt object with a flat surface could definitely be our murder weapon. So are we saying the case was the weapon also?
Well, Mr. Wright, can you indicate for the court what was used to kill Detective Arm?
I believe I can. Believe being the key word here. You can?
Then please do so now. What did Mr. Tonate have that could have been used as the murder weapon?
Well, if it's not the box itself, because the box seems pretty absurd. That's freaking huge, right? If it's not the box, then it might have been this. Because this is missing. It could easily be the murder weapon. It's flat-ish. It has corners too, but it's also flat. It's either this or this that's the kill. Like, the reason why this is missing because it's the murder weapon, right? That's why he can't find it. He disposed of the murder weapon, which also was the explosion weapon at the same time. That's my guess. If it's not that, then it's the box, which it seems a little more absurd to pick up that box to hit somebody with it. Or I guess you could have took her head and smacked it against the box itself instead of the other way around. But it's one of these two objects. I'm gonna pick this, if only because it's missing. It seems more like plausible that it's this, because you could grab this and smack somebody with it.
Take that!
This must have been the murder weapon. Ah, I'm wrong. Damn. Huh? Don't be ridiculous. Aha, you fell right into my trap. So you confirm that this piece of evidence was not the murder weapon. That narrows my candidates down by 1. Wow. Hope you don't intend to answer my process of elimination, Mr. Wright.
Because if you do, prepare to see me do more of this to you.
That's funny. The victim was killed with a blow to the head. So the question is, which evidence is connected? So it's got to be the box. This is the only other object there is.
I'll ask you again, Mr. Wright.
Like, it's dumb to think that this is the weapon, but it's also big and heavy enough and flat enough. So yeah, it's the only other thing there is.
Take that!
I do love the unique fuck-up dialogue for basically every prompt. I hope so. Wait, is this wrong too? Wait, what? Wow. So wait, what? If it's not one of those two things, what am I forgetting? The bomb itself? I mean, it's the only other object we have. The other things are all pictures and shit. The only other object we have is this one. So, I guess the bomb itself was flat. It also does have a crack on it, which I didn't... By the way, I did notice that crack earlier with the timer broken. I was a little confused by that. I wasn't sure if that mattered, though. But it would make sense if he cracked it over her head. That would make sense. Alright. Alright, fine. Fine, it was the bomb itself, which I didn't even think of as a possible possibility, but I guess it was.
Take that!
Fair enough. Mr. Tonate, you say you didn't have anything that could be used as a weapon. But in fact, you had the perfect thing. What? What the devil are you talking about, boy? I don't know what voice I'm doing with him right now. He's not the robot anymore, so I'm not sure what to do. It's okay, I'm not sure how much more dialogue he'll have without his fucking computer. Anyway, you had this.
That's the bomb. I thought you were trying to prove that the victim wasn't killed by the bomb blast.
Exactly. The bomb blast, no. But I believe Candace's arm was killed with this bomb. Because this is the blunt object that delivered the fatal blow to her head. Grah! Please recall the description of Detective Arm's head wound. Trauma to the back of the head caused by impact with a flat object. We assume this injury was sustained when her head hit the floor. But a blow from any flat side of this bomb would produce the exact same wound pattern, motherfucker. Oh, he fucked now. What's with him? Then show me some proof! Where's the evidence that I hit the victim with the bomb? Ah, he's right. I don't have anything decisive. Did you find any of the victim's blood on the bomb? That would be decisive proof. But too bad, the bomb is blown to bits. Long gone. Boom! Game over, yeah. Ah. Mr. Wright, is there really nothing on the bomb photo? On the bomb in the photo? I mean, it's broken. I don't see any blood or anything. Wait, the timer display is a little broken here. A little broken? Maybe it broke when it made contact with Detective Arm's head. That's definitely a distinct possibility. But unless we find a fragment with the victim's blood on it, it's not going to count. I guess you're right. By setting off the bomb, Tonate managed to obliterate all traces of the murder weapon. What in the world do I do now? At times like this, I've got to change gears and look at things in a different way. Instead of looking for the things he wasn't able to hide, I should be looking for a way to expose the things he did hide. Ted Tonate murdered Detective Arm before the trial started. Then he placed her body in the courtroom after the bomb went off, which means there was something he needed to keep hidden until then. And I think I have just the thing. Time to present the photo that shows exactly what Mr. Toke, or what Tonate had to hide. So, okay. There's two lines of thinking I have here. There's obviously the detonator, which we still haven't, like, identified where that was, and it was missing. But also, the thing he had to hide was the body, right? He had to hide the body. I can only pick an evidence. I can't pick a person here, so... It's either this, or I gotta pick, like, her, because it's the body. Time to present the photo shows exactly what Mr. Tony had to hide. I mean, the answer is either this or her body, and I don't know how to get to her body here. So I'm just gonna go with this, and if I'm wrong, I guess we're going backwards.
Take that!
Your Honor, please take a look at this. The fact that Mr. Tonate hid this makes it decisive evidence for my case. Damn it.
I'm not sure what you mean by that, Mr. Wright.
I'm not sure either, Your Honor.
Me either.
Here's a penalty to inspire you to make more comprehensive...
Aw, man. We get to watch the losing screen? Son of a bitch.
And of course my controller fucking unplugged again. That's enough. I see no further need to further prolong this trial. The defense's case is insufficient to overturn the prosecution's claims. This court finds the defendant, Juniper Woods...
Wow. It's so lame that it just circles back to guilty. That's so lame. Get the fuck out of here with this.
Guilty!
Retry from this scene, please. Right back to it, please. Alright. Then he placed her body in the courtroom after the bomb went off, which means there was something he needed to keep hidden until then. At least you don't have to redo the whole case like you had to in the previous 4 games. I don't think you had to redo the whole case in Apollo Justice. Well, let's be real. I don't know for sure because we're not playing the legit like DS version of this. We're playing like the newer collection version, so maybe there's some quality of life updates for this shit. So I don't know for sure. But yeah, anyway. just the thing. Time to present the photos. Okay, so what did he have to hide? Her body. But I can't go to... Or just reload your save. True, you could have a save file at that point. I'm just going to present the body like this. I don't know what else to say he had to hide. Like, was he trying to hide the case? Or was he trying to hide the body? The body is the answer, right? It has to be.
Take that!
Your Honor, there's something we've all been overlooking. Okay, here we go. Here we go. The continue options started at the 3DS version of this game way back then. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, this is a pretty thorough chapter select system, I think, even on the 3DS version. Nice. Well, I didn't play the 3DS version, obviously. We're playing this one. But it looks nice. But alright, I think I got the right answer. It is the body. We just had to click the photo to prove it was the body. I was kind of hoping I could just choose her to prove it was the body, right? That's what I was hoping to do. But okay, I was on the right line of thinking with the body. If the murder took place before the trial, then Mr. Tonate would have had to hide the body somewhere during the trial. Hey, you're right. And if we can figure out where that hiding place was, exactly, we might be able to find some evidence we could pin him down with. So where could Mr. Tonate have hidden the body during the trial? I already told you this one earlier. We got this one by the ass.
Take that!
In the box, bro. Wait, a box big enough for a body. A box that was in the courtroom the whole time. A box nobody would touch if they thought there was a bomb in it. Mr. Tonate! What is it? Do you finally have some decisive evidence to show me? No, you're the one who's going to show it to me. Come again. You heard me. Now, show me what's inside the bomb transport case, bitch. What? Why? No! There's no need! I've got him now. Just before the trial, you killed the victim with a blunt object. And then you placed her body in the ruins of the courtroom after the bomb went off. Clearly you were trying to make it look like she died in the explosion. But where was the body hidden during the trial?
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
The answer's right here. Inside a box made of thick alloy plating that can withstand any impact.
No, that's, completely false!
If it's false, you should have no objections to showing us your transport case. So, let's open it up and take a look inside, shall we? I'm going with bloodstains and a detonator. Those are going to be in there. 100%. Hold it! Uh-oh, who's holding it now? What? Was it you who said that? Let's not. Not if you value your life. Oh my god. What's he up to now? Remain calm and listen carefully. This bomb will detonate in 5 minutes.
What?
Huh? I repeat, this HH-3000 will detonate in 5 minutes. What's going on? Your Honor, I recommend you adjourn this trial before this bomb goes off.
Mr. Tonate, are you threatening me?
Heh heh heh. I am the only one who can disable this bomb. If you do not want to die, your only option is to listen to me.
But Mr. Tonate, didn't you just say that that's just a trading model, a fake to practice on?
I did, but I also lied. This is the real deal. This is the HH-3000. But the HH-3000 we used to blow up the courtroom number 4, wasn't it? How do you know it was the real HH-3000 that blew up courtroom number 4? Huh? The bomb that blew up the courtroom was a different one. One that I made.
What? Then are we to take that as a confession on your part?
Take it any way you would like. Just before the trial, I took the HH-3000 out of that stuffed animal and put my own bomb into it. That was the bomb that exploded and destroyed courtroom number 4.
Mr. Tonate, please be reasonable. Do you really expect us to believe a crazy story like that?
The HH-3000, it is so unique, I had never seen anything like it. It is so unique that I could not replicate the detonation mechanism. So, I just had to have it. Besides, did anyone look inside the stuffed animal during the trial? Did anyone check to see if it really was the HH-3000 in there?
I must confess, no one opened the stuffed animal to check.
So there really is a possibility that the bomb was switched out? No, not a possibility, a certainty. I did it.
So he's had a real bomb with him this whole time?
You had better get out of here while you can. You do not have much time.
Yeah, everybody should be leaving right now. Why y'all still sitting there?
Order! Order in the court!
I'm out of here. There you go. It's gonna blow. Run! There you go. Court is empty. You four are still here. Well, well, aren't you brave?
It just wouldn't do for the judge presiding over this court to run. But that horrible explosion the other day...
The judge looks like he's about to book it for the nearest exit any second. As for Mr. Payne...
that is... Ah!
And he runs. And he's off. Mr. Wright, what do we do? It'd be pretty pathetic to run now, wouldn't it? But the bomb might really go off.
Only 3 more minutes, folks.
Okay. Is that bomb really the HH-3000? What should I do? Run like a yellow-bellied chicken. Hold on one second. So, I thought the bomb could only be detonated remotely. And if dude doesn't have the remote on him... Well, okay, it starts the timer. That's what the remote does. But still, if he doesn't have the remote, then how am I to believe... Huh. 10 by 10 by 10, 12 pounds, 5/6-inch alloy plating. Is there anything about the bomb we're looking at that tells me that that's not the right thing? You know what I mean? I'm just going to stand my ground. Fuck it. If we die, we die. Can't run now. Well, it's been fun, but I will be going now. With my dear, dear HH-3000, naturally. Oh, and by the way, I would advise against having me followed. Even with no remote switch, this bomb can still be triggered manually. If I think I'm being followed, I will detonate on the spot. Farewell. Okay.
Hold it!
Hold it, motherfucker. You're not going anywhere, Ted Tonate. Oh. Your Honor, there's no reason to be afraid. That bomb's a fake. Got him?
Are you sure, Mr. Wright?
Huh. More of your famous bluffing, even at the risk of your own life.
Mr. Wright, none of your bluffing now, not at a time like this. Lives are on the line here.
I'm not bluffing, and I have proof. Yeah. Who's the one bluffing? I don't know, Tara. I don't know. But yeah, it's time to end this TED Talk. Let's go.
You do?
Yes, of course, Your Honor. It's right here in the photo of the bomb, clear as day. Proof that Mr. Tonate's bomb is not the real HH-3000.
Really? Out with it then, immediately. Where is the proof that what Mr. Tonate is holding is not the real HH?
I mean, was it the broken timer? Timer's not broken on this one. I'm assuming it's the timer, right? Like, what else would it be?
Take that!
The display for the timer on the bomb in the photo is broken. Most likely it broke when Mr. Tonate used the bomb to attack Detective Arm. Absolutely. But the display on the bomb in front of us is not broken.
Oh, you're right.
Therefore, this is not the real HH-3000. Mr. Tonate was clearly lying when he said he switched out the bomb in the stuffed animal. The real HH-3000 blew up in courtroom number 4. This bomb is nothing more than a fake, a model used for training purposes, like he said. Gah! Fear not, Your Honor. I will examine the inside of the bomb transport case myself.
Yes, please do that, Mr. Wright.
No, stop it!
Yup, blood stains. No detonator, though, surprisingly.
What is that? Is that a blood stain?
Just as I expected. Your lies have all been blown to bits, Mr. Tonate. I'm confident DNA analysis on this bloodstain will confirm that it's Detective Arm's blood, and that those results will conclusively prove that you murdered Detective Arm. Bloodstained courtroom in the night. How about it, Mr. Tonate? Think you could dismantle this decisive evidence? Gotti! Dismantle it? You're too late. You missed your chance to run, so now you're out of time. This HH-3000 is about to explode. Don't try to threaten us, Mr. Tonate. I've already proved that your bomb is a fake. It's real! This bomb is the real thing, I tell you. It's real! Maybe it really is a bomb. We should probably run. Mad Bomber, party of one. There's no time left! It's going to blow! I have to disarm it! I have to take it apart! I can dismantle anything! I can take apart evidence! I can take apart bombs! I can dismantle it all! Dismantle! 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 He says it too fast. I'm not gonna make it! Only one thing left to go! Stop! Jesus Christ. Well then. Surely it would have gone off with all that slamming. Yeah, probably. And now he just smashed his face into it.
Made it! 2 seconds on the clock.
He's actually a robot. Oh my... His head exploded. Now that would have been funny. If his head just actually exploded. Oh god. And... game over. Dismantle attempt failed. Failure. The breakdowns get so much more cinematic now. Oh, dude, it's awesome. The breakdowns were amazing before, but now, with all the animation, it's so much better. Ha ha ha. It's all over. My life's been blown to pieces. And my controller keeps disconnecting. Makes me sad. It's all that stupid woman's fault. I was selling the bombs I disarmed on the black market. When I tried to take this one, she just had to notice, didn't she? She confronted me in the courtroom number 4 that day. That's why. That's why I had no choice. His eyes do look like bombs. I didn't even notice until you said that, but there's little fuses on his eyes. That's hilarious. Before I knew what I was doing, I hit her. It's all her fault. While I was looking for a place to hide her body, she left a message in her own blood. The trial was about to start, so I didn't have time to clean it up. And now all this. I thought for sure I could disguise her death with an explosion. Then that stupid defense attorney started sticking his nose into my business. After my testimony yesterday, I went to courtroom number 4 and... I found that kid all up in my bomb transport case. That's when I snuck up behind him. And BAM! And when the idiot police arrested that little girl, I thought for sure I could pin it all on her. Why? Oh, why? Well then. Confession much? Well then. I win. Glad you made it for the ending, DJ. It's a bomb in disguise. Yeah, apparently. Blaming the victim. What a great person this guy is. I mean, are you really surprised? Tara, are you really surprised? Someone who killed somebody blames the person that they killed. For like, I only killed her because she made me. Like, that's the excuse you make? Anyway.
Ted Tonate, you are hereby under arrest. On suspicion of the courtroom bombing and the assault on Mr. Justice. Your innocence or guilt will be determined at a later trial.
We didn't just prove that right now? We have to do it again? Whatever.
Now then, I see that members of the public have returned to the gallery. One person, however, seems to still be running far, far away. Be that as it may, I will now announce Miss Juniper Wood's verdict. He ran away anyway, and he lost. Who cares? Not guilty. Phoenix wins!
Hell yeah. Technically because he's not on trial. Yeah, that's true. You have to try the other person. He can't be on trial during somebody else's trial. He has to get tried separately. I get it. I'm just saying. It's just silly that we have to even bother.
But yeah, court is adjourned.
December 18th, 12:31 p.m. District Court. Defendant. Lobby numero 5. You did it, boss! Yeah, I guess we managed to pull it off somehow. So many mysteries cleared up all at once. It was amazing. It just sort of worked out that way, didn't it? That's not the kind of thing that usually just works out. You made it happen. And the way that old mean old prosecutor hightailed it out of here, that was great.
Mr. Wright, Dina, thank you for everything you did for me.
I'm so happy for you, Junie. Now you can go back home to the forest in peace.
I hope the both of you will come and visit me there sometime.
That would be nice. Thank you for the invitation. I don't know, Mr. Wright. I'm not so sure you can make it all the way up to Junie's house. How high up do you live again, Junie?
Around 3,000 feet, I think.
What? That's no forest. That's a mountain. But you know, boss, there's something that still bothers me about the case. One little mystery we never got around to solving. Oh, that. Yeah, I was wondering about that too. What happened to the detonator? That's a question I still want to know. Anyway, you have to assume most of the follow-up trials are kind of a formality by then. Oh, you mean like after they've solved it by doing one trial, they kind of unraveled the evidence to just be able to convict people of the thing by already having evidence? Pretty much wraps up the other trial pretty easily. Yeah, just ask his adopted daughter for a teleport spell. That's all we need. Teleport to the mountain. Easy. But no, we need to find this detonator. That's what I'm thinking. Is this the unsolved mystery you're thinking of? Yes, 100% this.
Take that!
The remote switch, right?
Yeah, I wonder where it disappeared to.
Maybe Mr. Tonail just got rid of it somewhere. Yeah, it is a pretty big thing to just leave unsolved, though. Well, let's leave it up to the police to find. For now, we should be celebrating our not guilty verdict.
I guess you're right. Hey, I know. Junie, shall we go report the good news?
You know, to that certain someone?
Okay.
Huh? Her grandmother? No, silly, to Apollo! Oh, right. Well, why don't we all go to the hospital together to see him? Great idea. I bet he's bored out of his mind.
Okay.
Okay. And so the courtroom bombing case came to a close. But the next trial was just over the horizon. There's never a dull moment with so many lawyers in the office, that's for sure. Apollo Justice, Athena Sykes, and me, Phoenix Wright. Between the three of us, there's no case we can't solve. When our powers combine, we're an unstoppable team. At least, that's what I believed. Oh, shit. Unstoppable? Maybe not. Find out next time. Oh, but wait. But all of that changed with what Apollo said to us that day. Oh, shit. I thought I was going to end on that note, but never mind. Once they've caught the real killer, yeah, honestly, these attorneys are making a lot of the easy cases for prosecutors. Yeah, I got you. It was something that would put my faith in us to the ultimate test. Oh, shit. What did he say? What did you say, Apollo? Date unknown. Time unknown. Right. Anything. Agency.
Sorry, but I'll be taking a leave of absence.
Ah.
Wait, what do you mean by a
Well, he's
leave?
not retiring.
Can you at
But he's
least
leaving.
give me a reason why? I can only say that this is something I must settle on my own.
Oh, and there's Trudy also. Her name was Trudy, right? Trucy, that was it. Trucy, thank you.
Oh, why, Apollo? Why are you shutting us out?
It's a good question. Find out next time, I guess. You were somewhat right, Omega. I don't think he's quitting. I think he's just taking a break. But anyway, what happened to you, Apollo? Ever since you put that jacket on, you've changed. You've changed, bro. You've changed. And now, for whatever reason, all my mind keeps doing is returning to the day I first met you. We had tackled our first case together, he and I, this past spring. Okay, so we are going to go back to her first case. And as we did, I came to know who he is and how he thinks. It was a very peculiar case, one in which the victim was killed by a mythical creature. What? Okay. I guess that we're going to find out next time. Absolutely. All right. Well, that is the end of case number 1 for Phoenix Wright. Dual Destinies, y'all. Yeah, buddy. And now my controller unplugs as I'm about to click yes to save it. But hell yeah, brother. We finished our first case of the game. Let's go. That feels pretty good. Sounds like an overseas case, but we know ghosts canonically are just a thing in this universe. That is true. That is true. Ghosts are real. We know this. Thanks, Mia, for dying on us. R.I.P. boobs, man. R.I.P. boobs. Anyway, you'd have Trucy as your player profile if you didn't have the double jump thing, DJ? Well then. Okay. Since you don't know if you'll get to join this anytime soon, I should clarify that the DLC case of this game takes place between 2 and 3, which is also where I recommend playing in case you were wondering about that one. Okay, well, I didn't know about that, but let's go back. Go back to the menu. And actually, let me outro real quick. So that's our first case for Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. I hope you enjoyed so far. And next time we'll pick it up with the second case, where we're going to pick up and check out this flashback case with Apollo and Athena, I guess. That's what I'm assuming is about to happen anyway. It looks like we're going to have a flashback case, so I'm excited about that. So I will see you guys when we get on to that. Peace!